my name is Rebecca and welcome to my channel. I want to start by saying thank you to all my new subscribers and welcome, welcome, welcome. You have just absolutely made my day, you've made my week, you made my month, and I hope that you get some inspiration on my channel and go out and create something beautiful and fabulous of your own. I am excited about today's craft because it is patriotic crafting. I love patriotic crafting. It is beautiful, it is rustic, it's Americana, and it is red, white, and blue. And I'm a sucker for the red, white, and blue. I bring it out for Memorial Day and I leave it out till the 4th of July. And so it's basically my summer decor. And I was so busy last weekend getting my totes, pulling my crafts out, my decor out, and a lot I had crafted in years before, and some of it I have purchased, but I love going through my patriotic decor and putting it all out. So, if you do not know, I am the Activities Program and Events Director for Medical Lodges Neosho, and we are a very patriotic bunch. Last weekend, we took our veterans to the Neosho National Fish Hatchery in Neosho for a fishing derby. We had a ball, an absolute ball. I'm telling you, these people are just the light of my life, and I don't know what I would do without them. I enjoy them so much. But we had a beautiful fishing trip. The Neosho National Fish Hatchery is the oldest operating fish hatchery in the United States, and it is a gorgeous, it's gorgeous grounds and a wonderful place to visit. And but we had a good time. If you're interested, you can get on Facebook and you can follow the hashtag Neosho Lodge, NEOSHOLODGE, and you can find out everything that we do at the Neosho Lodge and have a good time doing it. So anyway, my next video will be the centerpiece to all of the crafts that I'm doing today. So I will show you what I'm going to do today, and then I will show you the centerpiece for that in my next video. So this is kind of a two-parter, but anyway, let's just get to crafting. I picked up 4 chargers at the Dollar Tree. I was really hoping that I could find the chargers that they had on the shelves without the hobnail border, but that was not my luck. So I went ahead and picked up the hobnail border chargers, and I was actually quite happy once I did get these painted that you really could not tell that they had the hobnail border. I chose to use masking tape for this project because that was the size that I wanted. I picked that up at the Dollar Tree. I had looked for painter's tape, and the painter's tape that they had was a little bit too wide, and honestly I just did not want to go to Walmart or to Lowe's or any place. So out of convenience, I picked up this masking tape, and their masking tape actually does work very well. It works like painter's tape, so I had picked up this masking tape at the Dollar Tree. You can use washi tape if you want a thinner stripe, but I chose to use this masking tape that I'd purchased at the Dollar Tree. I started at the end, and I kind of measured and put a piece of the masking tape to kind of measure out how I wanted, and then when I got to the end, I kind of measured and adjusted my my end piece to make sure that it laid exactly the way I needed for it to lay. But I thought that it came out really well. I used the Waverly chalk paint in the color crimson, and I just started laying my paint in with a sponge brush, and I just covered in all of the areas that I had not taped with this Waverly chalk paint. I thought that the chalk paint, I had painted chargers before, and the chalk paint seems to hold with these chargers very well. I was a little nervous with this hobnail charger because it was not textured, and I did not know how well it was going to hold paint, but I figured that the chalk paint would hold a little bit better than acrylic paint would, and it did take paint very well. It did not leave any scarring, and it didn't pull up. So I did use 2 coats of this chalk paint, of the Waverly chalk paint. So I was very pleased with how it did cover, and this more slick texture really did not bother these chargers at all. And so I just laid that in 2 pretty thick coats of the Waverly chalk paint, and I had then my red stripes how I wanted them. And I did the 4 chargers in the red stripes. And then I just kind of pulled my masking tape off, and it left a pretty good stripe. There was a little bit more bleeding than what I probably would have had if I'd used actual painter's tape or some washi tape, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't completely unfortunate. So I was pleased really with how this masking tape worked. Then I went in. You can, if you use painter's tape and if you let it dry really good, you can tape off the red stripes. I chose not to do that. I started with a sponge brush, and I was a little leery on how well my painting skills was going to be. So I started with a sponge brush, and then I switched to an actual brush until I got more comfortable laying the stripes in, and then I just went in with the Waverly chalk paint in Snow White, and I put in some white stripes, and I just very carefully painted up into my red line. And so whatever actually did kind of bleed over and the tape didn't cover, then I just covered up with the white. And I did make sure that I did paint the outside edge of the charger so that it would have a nice finished look. And I put 2 coats of the Waverly chalk paint in white on to this. The white on the silver did not cover as well as the red did. I did have some bleed through, so there were a couple of areas after it dried really good that I did have to go back and put not really a 3rd coat, but just kind of touch up a few areas, because I could see just a little bit of the dark gray where the silver used to be. It was kind of odd. I thought that maybe the silver and the white would cover really well, but that was really not the case. So I just kind of went in and with the brush, and like I said, you can tape off the red if that is more in your comfort zone, but I chose to just try to follow the red lines and put it in with the brush. And so I decided to do 2 of my chargers in the red and white stripes. And the beauty is you can do your chargers however you want. You could put stars, you could do stripes, you could do them solid red and white and blue, however you want your place setting to be. I wanted to do red and white stripes on 2. And I thought with what place setting and what plates I was going to put on top, that this would kind of stand out and pop a little bit more with the plates that I had chosen. So that was my personal choice, but I think if you actually wanted to paint the inside red or white or blue and put maybe stars on the outside, that would be absolutely gorgeous too. You have limitless possibilities with these chargers and your tablescapes and your table settings. It's just absolutely gorgeous, the things that you can do with these. And you can just let your imagination run wild. And I just love to sit down at my table and just just kind of figure out what I want to do, and it's relaxing, and I like to paint. And when I have time, it just kind of puts my mind in neutral, and It is relaxing and it makes me happy, and kind of makes everything that was stressful about the day just kind of fade into the background and just kind of disappear. So I just kind of had fun just sitting there and with my paintbrush and my paint and painting in my little red and white stripes until I had it looking exactly the way I thought that I wanted it to look. And I kind of touched up a few areas and went over the hobnails really good. So for two of mine, I did red and white stripes. And then for two, I went in with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean. And I did two in blue and blue and red stripes. I wanted a red, white, and blue background. I wanted a red, white, and blue kind of base setting for the plates I was going to put on top. I was not necessarily going for the flag look. I was going for more of Americana type crafting. And so I did red and white stripes on two, and then I did blue and red stripes. I keep saying the wrong thing. I apologize. I did blue and red stripes on the other two because I thought that that would just kind of pop and look pretty in what I had envisioned my table to look. And like I said, I'm really more of an Americana type, interested in more Americana decor, and not just I want everything to be exactly according to everybody has specific things what they want their flag, and I would never want to offend anyone with flags and my stars and my stripes and anything like that. So I like red, white, and blue, so I kind of keep it towards the Americana style. That way I don't offend anyone, and I still have some patriotic flair. And then Dollar Tree has come out with such a gorgeous line this year, and it's their Sweet Freedom and the red, white, and cool type of, they've had it in paper plates and napkins and metal buckets and all bandanas and you name it. They have had this red, white, and cool theme on so many of their items, and I absolutely love it. It really can go from Memorial Day through the 4th of July and go with strawberries and watermelons and cherries and whatever your summer decor could be. It can mix right in. It looks so good with gingham and red and white gingham and blue and white, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So if I just do a lot of red, white, and blue Americana type crafting, then it just kind of fits in with my summer decor, and I just kind of like everything to be red, white, and blue. And I had kind of chosen my summer theme to kind of bump off of what the Dollar Tree actually had to offer, because that is my favorite store, and I am in there all the time, and I purchase so many of their items, and I craft with so many of their items. I thought it turned out really good. I used the Waverly wax, and I went over it with a chip brush, and I distressed just a light distressing on the red and white chargers, and put a really light distress coat on the red and blue chargers. I did put a heavier coat of wax because it did not want to show up as well against the darker paint. So I did put a little bit more wax on those chargers so that the distress coat would show up a little bit better. I had picked up 4 of these glass plates, Mod Podge, and these red, white, and cool window clings. I thought they were adorable, and I knew exactly when I seen them what I wanted to do with them. And so actually, you can just lay them out and Mod Podge over the top of them. I chose to Mod Podge and lay my window clings down and then Mod Podge over them again. It will take about 24 to 48 hours for them to dry. But if I choose to eat off of these plates and then put them in dishwater, not the dishwasher, but dishwater, and wash them, then they're really good and sealed with the waterproof Mod Podge, and then my window clings are really not going to come off and they're not going to get damaged. And I can't eat off of these plates because I'm putting the decorations on the back side of them, so they're not going to touch anything that food is going to come in contact with. And when you flip them over, then they have the beautiful design. When I seen these, I thought they were absolutely adorable, and I knew exactly that I wanted to put these on some plates on my table, and I knew I wanted to use them, and I wanted to mix them in with my existing Patriotic decor. And so that is why I chose to do just these stripes. Like I said, you can do your chargers however you want and use them with your existing place setting, or just some white plates, or however you wanted to do your place setting. It's crafting and it's inspiration, and you can just go hog wild and just do whatever you want to. But I seen these window clings and I thought I just have to use them, and they are so cute. And then I had an idea for my centerpiece, which I will show you in my next video. And I just thought it was just going to be absolutely adorable. So I Mod Podge, laid my window cling down, and then I Mod Podged over the top of that. And I paired this with the little buckets, this little red, white, and cool buckets, and the little soda bottles from the Dollar Tree. I tucked my napkin down in the buckets and used them for napkin rings, and put my little soda bottles that are kind of retro looking and look like little soda pop bottles. And that is how I have begun my table setting for my Patriotic table. I hope that you've enjoyed my spin and my take on these Dollar Tree chargers. I hope that you're not getting bored with it. I'm telling you, these Dollar Tree chargers are a goldmine. They are priceless to me. You can just have an updated look, and they store quite easily, and they're so inexpensive. And I don't know about anyone else, but when you walk in the front door of our home, you walk into the living room, but then the first thing that you see pretty much is the dining room. Even I live in an older home, but a lot of the new floor plans are kind of have the open concept. So you just see a dining room table, and it's an open concept. And our home may be older, but it has this open concept as well. So our dining room table is just out, and everybody can just see it. And so I kind of like to dress it up and make it very much of a focal point when you walk into our home. So I like it. I like it dressed out for whatever holiday we're celebrating. And so these Dollar Tree chargers and window clings are a very inexpensive way to dress up the focal point of someone's home, of my home. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video, and give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I hope that you stay happy and crafty, and thanks for watching Crafts Lost in Chaos. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and don't forget to thank a veteran, and don't forget that someone, in order to have this weekend, gave the ultimate and paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we can have our freedom. So this is why we celebrate. It's not all about hamburgers and hot dogs and car races. And yes, car races, because I'm an indie girl. I'm a Hoosier, so I'm going to be watching the 500 for certain. But someone had to give up their life so that we could have the freedom to enjoy all of the things that we do. So thank you for everyone who served, and for those who did not make it home from their field of duty. We owe you a debt of gratitude. So thanks for watching Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos, and everyone have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend.